Alright, changing back to my main deck list, and I think everything's good to go. Anyway, we're back with some more normal Death and Taxes playing. Had a nice offshoot with playing the Tombs and Taxes list, which was fun, but I need to double down on Eternal Weekend in 2 weeks from today, I think. Technically 2 weeks from tomorrow if we're talking about the Legacy Tournament. Hello. Hello, hello my cat. Anyway, so still playing the exact same list I played at the 40 Duels tournament. There was one thing that I mentioned. I was talking about in the Discord for a while, is adding a Containment Priest to the sideboard, either in replacement of this Fairy Macabre or replacement of like some other card in the sideboard. Maybe the second Hallowed Spirit Keeper isn't necessary. Maybe like Cut a Path, something like that. But I think I'm just gonna play it like this for at least one more league, and then next week I might start trying to test out Containment Priest. But I think I'm fine with this list for now. Been pretty comfortable with it so far. It's been performing well. We 5-0'd with this list, I think. Yeah, that was this Monday. We 5-0'd, so deck feels pretty strong. Let's just play some games. This was with Tombs and Taxes. Oh no, don't want that. We did manage to beat Elves. That was fun. I didn't record any like the Tombs and Taxes stuff on my normal spreadsheet though. Just because it was enough of a departure from what I feel comfortable playing, like from what I feel comfortable playing and testing, that I didn't really want to have it add or subtract from the data that I have. All right, we win the die roll. Yeesh. This hand is pretty not great. Like horrible against Miracles and Grixis. I mean, I guess we have Hallowed Spirit Keeper if we're against Grixis, but turn 2 Stoneforge and nothing. This is like vaguely close. I kind of hate it, but I also kind of don't hate it. You know what I mean? There are a lot of decks that this hand is decent against, but I just don't know if like 2-lane Stoneforge Double Plow is strong enough. What's up, Lasco? This is okay because we also have like, if we hit another land, we can like flicker our Stoneforge. You know, let's keep this. Find out if I should be keeping this sort of hand in the blind. I think during like Deathrite era, snap off this hand. Like Swords of Plowshare is a Deathrite turn 1, but this era has a lot less. Like a lot of the best decks in the format don't have plow targets. Like if we're against any combo deck or Grixis or Miracles, these plows are pretty dead. Oh, sweet. All right, against Island Pass, assuming this resolves, I think we're going to grab sort of Fire and Ice. There's a chance that my opponent is playing Miracles or a combo deck, and we're going to hedge our bets by just grabbing Sword. Because if we're against Miracles and we grab Batter Skull, then we'll just have another uncastable card in our hand. He should have been excited about for a bit, right? Oh, that sounds cool. I actually got a book in. I ordered something for my girlfriend's birthday. And I didn't expect it until sometime next week, but it showed up. That's pretty exciting stuff. Unfortunately, some of the other stuff that I ordered did not show up. I ordered some Pokemon cards from TCG Player to use them as spirit tokens, because I always use Pokemon tokens. I want to play this Thalia, but I also want to put in the Sword. I think we're just going to put in Sword. And now we're going to play Thalia. My opponent could still be a combo deck. Found Miracles and Counterspell this? Alright, well, that confirms that. They're likely on Miracles or some other weird control-esque deck like that. Like, just slam back to basics here. That's just horrible. But that's also life. Please play Mentors. Please draw a lot of Monastery Mentors. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my Pokemon tokens did not show up, and waited like 2 weeks, and I sent them a message. I was like, hey, I ordered these cards and they never arrived, and they just gave me a full refund for the $3 of cards that I ordered. And I was like, God, I could just like go order these all again instead of can you guys just send me another batch to just full refunding me. A little inconvenient. So yeah, my opponent's just Miracles with Counterspell. Sometimes they play that card, sometimes not. Yeah, I'd like a full refund if they lost like my $50 order or whatever. That's fine, but like it's $3 a cards. I don't need my $3 in TCG store credit more than I just want the convenience of having these cards again. If they just like play Jace, we're pretty fucked. All right, well, not Jace, so that's something. What do they have in their 6-card hand? Oh, sweet, we drew a white source. I'm not convinced I want to equip this Stoneforge. My opponent has 6 cards in hand, so the likelihood of me connecting seems very, very, very low. Some card kingdom store credit. Saying what I'm using it in terms of building merit. Oh, that's cool. Because if I spend my whole turn equipping to Stoneforge, I literally can cast nothing else. So I think I'd rather try to like wisp my Stoneforge for additional threats. But I also don't want to attack it into like just snap brainstorm. Because I can't plow the Snapcaster and then. So I think I'm just gonna cast a Wisp. They could obviously like they could like snap counterspell this still. But well, they might just like have a plow, in which case like developing a 3/1 is way better than equipping and then getting my Stoneforge plowed. Ooh, they have Terminus as their second card down from that brainstorm. That makes sense. And we can Wasteland them at least. We don't need 4 lands. Maybe I mean, equipping there is better for me because I don't get like 2 for 1 tier, because now I lose my board anyway. But kill this Volcanic. Either get 1 Jason Little something, 1 Snap Little something, or 2 Onslaught Strands and something. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on like what else you have. My opponent just slams Jace here. We're pretty boned, which is what it looks like they're doing. Yep, that's what I figured. So the only difference here is that, like, if I had equipped and attacked, I would just have a Flick Wisp on my hand, which is obviously better, but it's not super good right now. I guess we'll just play Spirit Keeper. Flicker Wisp has better synergies in the deck. Yeah, back to basics is... I don't know if you're talking about in terms of power level or price, but I will agree with you regardless. Back to basics is a very good card and also expensive. Opponent considering forcing this or something, or are they just reading it first? Again, I think they're just reading it. Opponent worst case can just Jace minus and develop with a bunch of free mana. Best case just like has a plow and we're super buried. This is what I was talking about when I kept like a double plow hand. Is, oh, if we play against like Miracles or Grixis or a combo deck, double plow does stone nothing. It might just be horrendous. And then we drew a 3rd plow, and now we have a very bad hand. Whereas if I like had mulligan to a 6 out of an Aether Vial, we might have had more game against Miracles, but obviously can't always know. I don't think I should against Grixis. Yeah, Plow's okay against Grixis. I shouldn't exaggerate. Plow's okay against Grixis. It's not what you want, but especially game 1, at least you can take care of Gurmogs or like get a Strix out of the way at least. But I'm not sure if this hand was worth keeping. Yeah. So my opponent just continues to develop and puts the Spirit Keeper back in my hand. think we're gonna leave up Plow rather than like try to play around back to basics by not tapping my non-basic. We're not like stunted on mana if my opponent does have back to basics, and I'd rather be able to like Plow a mentor or something. That's rude. If my opponent, or if we have land 5, we can equip Flicker Wisp with Sword, but my opponent hasn't cast a single Swords to Plowshares yet, and has 5 cards in their hand, and has Brainstormed twice, so... Picked up a Spirit Keeper the other day. I do think the card is like pretty well positioned. I'm not sure. I might actually be cutting the second one from the board though. The meta is starting to shift to where Grixis isn't like the biggest dog. Like it's still Grixis and Miracles are probably the best decks in the format right now, but the meta has definitely shifted to a point where other decks can contest with like the big decks, and it may not be worth slanting my 75 by playing 2 narrow cards like Spirit Keeper. Alright, well, if they somehow haven't found a Plow in the top half of their deck, I guess I'm also supposed to tap 3 planes to cast this, then flicker the Flare the Waste and float the mana anyway. We are pretty dead though. I would like to know, like, if my opponent has a win con, if my opponent's playing Mentors, if they're on, like, the Honorog version that actually just still plays Entreat. So we're not going to concede, because I do kind of want to see my opponent's win con. Detention Sphere in the main. Interesting. Substatic. Detention Sphere is a weird one. Might board in Leonin Relic Order. Detention Sphere, likely back to basics. Maybe EEs. This is a good Miracles hand, right? 3 Plows. The 6th land. Pretty solid. Opponent's never going to mentor me to death, that's for sure. That's pretty good. How about yourself? Playing some Legacy, my favorite format. What's weirder, Sphere unexpectedly absent? I think I would be more surprised to see Sphere, just because unexpectedly absent just kind of harkens to the much older iterations of like Neo Miracles, post Top Miracles, whereas Detention Sphere is just like not a card I see very often at all. One can just like snap hardcast Force of Will at this point. Or do like 900 other things, yeah. Just actual snap hardcast Force of Will, or they could just counterspell. Yeah. I'm just gonna play the Snapcaster so we can keep waiting to see some of my opponent's win cons. Eventually they might just tick up the Jason ult and ult that, and that's how they kill me, but I would love to see my opponent cast a Mentor or something so I can more properly sideboard, or like Miracle and Entreat. But no, my opponent is content on Brainstorming, so... Like, we're never going to win this game. We're 0% win at this stage. Nice. But my opponent just refusing to plus their Jace just means that I can just wait for a win con, I guess. Oh, there we go. A Mentor. We can kill it, they can counter, we can kill it again. They have a Monk. Didn't even want to hardcast that, sure. Alright. Well, now they have a Monk as their clock. Not worth playing this. But now they can just kill me in 20 turns and actually just never cast another spell. Besides responding to what I do. Oh, they fetched a Tundra. We gotta wasteland it. Hey, stop doing that, cat. I see you. Can't chew on that. Opponent just is very adverse to plussing their Jace in a situation where their opponent is practically hellbent and they have complete control of the board. Which is fine. Some people just, like, pretend their Jace doesn't have a +2 button. That's totally of my opponent's volition. Alright, stop chewing on that. Give me that. Alright. What? You can't have your book back. It's not yours. Oh, don't fall. Oh god. Oh god. Being stabbed. Opponent just refusing to let me equip a GTA rather than getting in another damage by just plowing on their own turn, but... Opponent can play very inefficiently, and they just... Wait, do they plow their own monk? Oops. Alright, well, now we're back to... Now we're back to my opponent can Jace ult me, I guess. Opponent accidentally killed the wrong thing. They still have 7 cards in hand, so, like, we're not winning. We're just losing less. Hey, Walking Ballista. Hey, if my opponent doesn't have a counterspell, we can kill the Jace and the Snapcaster Mage. Wow, shocker. They had counterspell. But now they can go back to killing me over 10 turns with the Snapcaster Mage. Have anyone plus this yet? I'm literally hellbent. Oh, there we go. Alright. Alright, yeah, it's time to concede. We saw Mentor. They decided that Jace plussing was worth it. We saw Detention Sphere. There are a couple of things going on there. So... I want these. Give me these Council's Judgments. There we go. So 8 cards. I think I can just pretty easily chunk all of these out of here. Sometimes I like leaving in some swords, but apparently people are adverse to that. When I bring in the 8th card, like sometimes I don't bring in Rello Porter, there's a chance I could cut like Jite or something. I guess like Spirit Keeper, but then like leaving in the Singleton like Swords Plowshare seems like real mise, and at least how Spirit Keeper has power and toughness. And sometimes you can like vial it in response to a Supreme Verdict or something to do something, but I don't hate like this sideboard plan if I have actual 8 cards to bring in. It just sucks when your opponent slams the turn 3 Mentor and you don't have an answer to it. What are you guys doing? You guys are just beating the crap out of each other over there. Dog is adorable when walking on top of me. Yeah, she just like jumping on your shoulders if she can reach them. It's Jailer and Sorter. Yeah, I mean, they're both much slower answers. But they're also not chaliceable and not shitty cards. Like, we saw how bad Swords Plowshares was that game. I hate to keep non-Aether Vial hands in this matchup, but this hand is, like, fine. Hell's Shield is also, like, a very risky card against Miracles. It's not just, oh, this card's amazing against control decks. It is very scary to cast this card sometimes. It's a very high-risk card, and I only really like playing it when I'm safe. But I think this hand is just, like, curves out well enough that I want to keep it. Thalia. That's a much better turn 2 play. Deal. Turn 2 Thalia, turn 3 Caracas, like Stoneforge with Caracas up. Yeah, well, we got them to pitch a Jace, so that's good for us. Or they have a second Jace, that's bad for us. I think my best play here is still just Stoneforge Mystic. It's mana inefficient, but I think I can... I could start recruiting for Wisps, but that leaves me open to like Source of Pleasure as my recruiter. I think I just want to recruit Sword to make stuff, or like Stoneforge for Sword to make stuff like recruiter individual threats. My opponent jams like Mentor for some ungodly reason. We can just Jailer it. End step Brainstorm. Are they gonna I gotta be aware of Terminus next turn at that point. Or nope, they're just gonna Terminus a Stoneforge Mystic. Deal. I thought they were gonna miss their land drop for a second. I got excited. Oh, they did miss the land drop, and also their Brainstorm blocked. Alright, well, I think we got it now. It might be time to slam Palace Jailer. Just to bury my opponent. My opponent missed their land drop, and they're going to miss their land drop for the next 2 turns. It might be time to bury them. I still can't play and equip Sword here. I can, like, Stoneforge and Ballista on 1. I think I want to just, like, double spell a bunch. And getting Stoneforge in play means I can play and equip Sword next turn. And just, like, Ballista's another thing I can do in addition to the Stoneforge cast this turn. Guess I could kind of be wary of a second Terminus underneath. Like, because this last card they did Brainstorm to the top of their deck, so it might be a second Terminus. But I also want to be wary of, like, getting Snapcaster Maged, so I want, like, things that can deal with that. I think I'm fine doing this. Oh, my opponent's just F6'd. I kind of, like, don't want to play Ballista if my opponent's F6'd. Eh. Still, better safe than sorry. We have a Monarch Emblem, so it's not horrible. Like, if my opponent had flashes Snapcaster, untapped Cloud Stoneforge, we could be in a bad place. Yep, there's a Terminus. I also don't like playing knowing my opponent is F6'd, because in real life you can't, like, oh, my opponent's F6'd. In real life, I can just go ahead and play whatever. They can cast it first. Ping my opponent's face. I kind of want to Prelate on 1, like, Vile plus Prelate on 1 now. Turn off my opponent's, like, cantrips and stuff, and plows. They've already cast 2 Terminus. I don't hate that. Oh no, crap, I was supposed to play Vile first. Shit, I'm an idiot. Fuck. Do I still put this on 1? Probably. Yeah, I think I still put this on 1, but I'm just an idiot now. Oops. It's a punt. I don't know if it's going to matter, but it's definitely a punt. Hey, they found a land. Yeah. Still 1, now I just look dumber. At least my opponent doesn't know that I look dumber. Just jam Thalia here. Oh, right, I've moved to discard. Shit. I'm gonna discard GT. Could probably afford to discard like Batter Skull or the Vial, but I think all roads lead to Rome here. Opponent slams Mentor. We have Judgment for it. They can't, unless they have like Force to back this up. I think they would have forced something before this, so. Do I still have this in my deck? Oh yeah, I remember. We talked about this. It's like I keep having to move to discard. I have too many cards in my hand. Howl Spirit Keeper, if we can get it killed somehow. There are a lot of creatures in the yard. I'm just like be wary of Supreme Verdict here. Though Howl Spirit Keeper doesn't help there. That's why I kind of want to keep Vial in my hand. I think my opponent's eventually going to be able to answer Prelate. We can just safely discard like, we'll discard Spirit Keeper. It's kind of shit. Guess we play. We'll play Recruiter, I guess. Wait. I'm just gonna keep moving to discard. I can't double spell, right? Because I only have these 4 lands, because this jailer has just not drawn me into a land for like 5 turns. I want to wasteland them, I guess, and single spell, which means I guess Recruiter, but then I have to discard more. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'd have to discard 2 cards if I recruit. I guess we just play. You just revoke Jace, I guess. I don't hate that. And then we can leave a Caracas, although again, that doesn't really matter. My opponent is forcing this, which I guess is fine. Pitching counterspell, sure. I'll wasteland them. I don't want to discard this Chalice, because I don't want to let them know I have Chalice. We're going to discard Batter Skull. This game's not coming down to Batter Skull, I don't think. Yeah, they're just dead anyway. Would have been a lot better if I had had a Vial in play, but we stumbled into the win there. Opponent missing the just brainstorming locking yourself on 2 mana is just a disaster. I don't want to run this. I don't hate leaving in some number of plows. My opponent like pretty aggressively ran out Mentor, but I guess that was more out of necessity, right? They ran out Mentor because they didn't have any other things to do that turn. But I am pretty scared of the turn 3 Mentor possibility. Cut like, but I also hate leaving in any number of plows in this matchup. Cut like GT, Spirit Keeper. GT and Spirit Keeper are both horrible in this matchup as well. I think we can just run it back, probably. I like this iteration enough, but I still get nervous about Monastery Mentor. Let's have a Vial Opener. What do we got, opponent? What you got over there? Scroll down to my Miracles. Oh, Miracles is finally going to be #1 deck I've played against. As soon as this match is over, we'll have played against it 11 times, finally beating Grixis and D&T at 10. My Miracles matchup is also, like, very high win rate. Alright, I said a Vial opener, but I didn't say a really bad opener that has an Aether Vial in it. I put a mulligan to 6, we're going to mulligan to 6 too. Vial's powerful, but this hand is shit. Like, GTA and Batterskull. And Howl's Spirit Keeper is just actively not a very good card here. Just, this hand is really bad. But, like, it's so hard to pass up against Miracles being turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Schadenport. But, like, I think this hand is not good. Well, this hand is also not good, so fuck me, I guess. This hand is also just unkeepable. Fuck. I wonder if I keep this on 5 rather than going to 4. This hand is... we have like a less than 50% chance of hitting a land on turn 1 with the Scry. Yeah, well, shit. Yeah, we're just dead. Have a land on top, at least. Try for land. We just like mulliganed into a worse 4 and then kept trying for a land, so... If they force this Vial, I'm probably gonna concede. Alright, well, step 1. Step 2 is... Step 2 is like, we're still pretty fucked. We need my opponent to have a real clunker that also can't kill my Aether Vial. Hey! Accumulated knowledge, sure. Another accumulated knowledge. Alright, well, that's going to draw them out of the mulligan a lot faster than my hand is. There's already back up at 7 cards. Alright, so the only good draw at this point would be, like, Thalia. Like, other 2-drops would be acceptable. Yeah, Stoneforge is okay. Depending on how this turn breaks, we will go get Sword or Batterskull. If my opponent has white mana up, we're going to just go get Sword. If my opponent, like, taps to the point where they can't have a Plow, I might grab Batterskull. Just because Batterskull, even if they answer it, will have Wisp, so we can, like, reset the Batterskull for recurring threats. Cast a spell. Dang it. Yeah, I think we just have to go for Sword here. At least Sword is castable with, like, another land. They're considering plowing this, I guess. I'd be pretty ecstatic if they didn't. Might not Schadenport them. Might just, like, have a Sword in play instead. Thalia. Probably not going to cast Thalia here. Probably just passing the turn. I'm going to put Sword into play. I don't really want to port them. Brainstorm. Sure. It's super tempting to flicker out this Plains and just, like, stall their Terminus, but I have no idea why they would Terminus this board with, like, a file on 3. This might just be, like, a very poorly timed brainstorm, rather than setting up for Terminus. They also might be setting up for, like, Terminus the following turn. Which we would have to keep an eye out for, I suppose. Oh, are they going to plow those too? Oh, alright, well. I think I want to save my Stoneforge Mystic, honestly. It's like free card advantage, and the Stoneforge will come into play at the end step, so I'm like not getting blown up by Terminus. We have Recruiter to like set up more Flicker Wisp chains in the future. I can go grab Batterskull and force my opponent to like use a removal spell on the Stoneforge again. If they like want to, if they Terminus slammed, like Terminus land drop slam Jace or something, we still have end step Stoneforge comes in, we can equip it with sword and like hit the Jace. If they plus it, it doesn't die, but then we have like more things on files to like deal with it. No Terminus. Gotta watch out for next turn. Unless they fetch. Is this just Jace? Back to basics. Mentor. D-Sphere. Oh, that's kind of rude. D-Sphere the Vial. Feels a little okay, so their next card is Terminus then, right? Like almost assuredly. We can port the planes though. Unless they play a land here. Oh, damn it. Alright. Yeah, this is not good. We just need to connect, or attempt to connect with this sword. They could have another plow. I wish I had more lands. I think I just need to connect with this plow. I'm pretty sure I'm getting Terminus here. That's what my opponent's trying to set up. If we, like, port this planes, they can still, like, Terminus trigger on the stack, crack the Flood Strand and stuff. So I think I'd rather them, like, I'd rather draw a card here than try to, like, add anything to the board. Because we need to take more land drops. If my opponent has a plow, sure. Which, yeah, it looks like this is definitely just what they're setting up for. Oh, well, that's swell. So we're probably boned now. If they have a Jace, we're pretty fucked. Yeah. Alright. We need to draw a Phyrexian Revoker. If we find third land, we can at least recruit for a Phyrexian Revoker, but then they'll brainstorm twice, and it just does not look good all around. Alright, well, we can pray that they don't have a plow, or snap plow, or anything. Or force. Opponent is, like, low on resources, so this might get developed at the stage of the game where I can actually, like, find lands and eventually Cataclysm the board. So we're not totally out of it. Also, it's game 3, so might as well play on, but it's feeling like this is definitely slipping away. Well, we'll try this again. This is our last Revoker. Alright, hopefully my opponent has no Snapcasters or Swords to Plowshares. And we can kill this Jace next turn. Or, like, just hardcast Terminuses, even. What was that brainstorm for? Did they, like, leave the snap on top and wanted to untap with a bunch of land? I don't know. They could have just... That seemed like a weird brainstorm. Opponent seems to be, like, firing off their brainstorms in very weird spots. We fought pretty hard for a mold of 4. He just... Yeah, my opponent seems to, like, be brainstorming, like, very willy-nilly this game. I guess I'm going to play Stoneforge. My opponent's not really going to be taxed by Thalia, so at least if my opponent for some reason lets me keep a Stoneforge around, I can develop it into a second threat. We also like love to find lands at any stage in the game. My opponent's down 3 Force of Wills. I don't know if they left in counter spells, but the game plan now is to just find 2 more lands and Cataclysm. One day maybe we'll hit a 3rd land drop at least. 3rd land drop, look at that. What the hell am I recruiting for? Sanctum Prelate, maybe? Or my opponent can also just counter this, whatever, but that's just fine if they want to. That's why I play Chromox. Ballista doesn't really do it. Jailer is pretty garbage in this board state. If we find a 4th land, Jailer the snap, and they have like another snap, we're just still fucked. Relic Ordering the D-Sphere doesn't really do it. My opponent could easily have an answer. I guess it's Prelate. Prelate's like the most likely to be able to connect and kill the Jace, or like force them to minus at least. What the hell's this? Oh, click, sure. My hand is all garbage. You can for sure beat my hand, opponent. Please cycle any of these away from me to give me a chance to find land in Cataclysm. Alright. Step 1. My opponent has cast all of their accumulated knowledges. Hey, stop pulling out the cords together, cat. Get out of there, cat. Stop pulling out those cords. Maybe I'm supposed to actually block Snapcaster there to just take less damage. Since my opponent like gave me the option. Yes, we'll equip, make them do something. We just like deploy Thalia after. Yeah, shocker. Our only game plan is top deck Cataclysm. Who needs to play Brainstorms correctly when you can draw trillion cards with AK? Exactly. Well, we still have outs. My opponent is just like firing off these answers. My opponent is just like very clearly either just has a bunch of counter spells in hand or just does not have Cataclysm on their mind. So if we cast Cataclysm, we could very easily still win this game. Alright, well, Aether Vial's actually a step in the right direction. Aether Vial plus Crusader, Thalia, Spirit Keeper. Spirit Keeper is like insane if I actually get it to explode, but the only way I can do that is by killing it with like my own Cataclysm. I think we'll just play Crusader. Interesting, he's got like 2 counterspells in his deck. I think we've only seen 1, but yeah. Like 1 counterspell, 3 forces. We saw 1 in game 2 as well. They pitched it to a Force of Will. We need to draw a Cataclysm like this turn, and my opponent does not have any more counterspells. This cat is bugging me. Hello, cat. I see you. They won game 1. They won game 1. We won game 2. This is game 3. Oh, now we're probably pretty hosed. Oh, no cataclysm, no punish. Not likely we could punish regardless, but my opponent can literally just on board. Oh, they did have a force too. Okay, cool. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I mean we mulled the 4. I think if I had like kept that really anemic 7, we might have actually won that. But my opponent like drew out of their mulligan with just double accumulated knowledge early. Did not really like how my opponent navigated that, but they had like a couple turns that they set up for lines that got me. I just couldn't really afford to play around them because, you know, the mold of 4 have very limited options. There's a chance I like wasn't supposed to Flicker Wisp my Stoneforge that turn, and then they like desphered my Vial, which was horrible. But like if I'd Flicker Wisp my Vial in response, that's still not good for me. It takes like a million years to come back up. What do you want, cat? I'm trying to record Miracles data. Stop rubbing your face on my face. We lost game 1, won game 2, and then lost game 3. Hello, cat. We win the die roll. This hand is medium, but fine. I like this 7 more than like the 7 I kept in the last game 1. It's still not super good. What are you doing? Stop biting at my buttons on my shirt. Just lay down like a normal cat. Well, I don't like Thalia against, I think, all of the Windswept Heath decks in Legacy. But, I mean, it's my only turn 2 play, so... I guess, what am I playing against? The Maverick? Oh, it's 4-color loam. That makes more sense. At least it's not elves. We can beat this. You can't Punishing Fire this. You can Green Sun for 0. That's fine. Really tempted to wasteland this Savant or this Badlands. Unfortunately, my only 2 drop is like Revoker. I can just blind Revoke Lily that they can't cast. So let's attack first. I don't want to... If I can afford to like try to cut them off of red before I play Crusader, I'd love that. Because I'm pretty sure my opponent just tried to kill my Thalia there. Then realized that they couldn't. My opponent could also obviously have just a another red source, specifically like a Grove would be very bad. But I don't think Wasteland's getting any better. It's not like we're taxed for lands here. Or Decay. Yeah, Decay could have been a thing, but I'm playing for worst case at this point. Maybe I name like Knight of the Reliquary. Just because they're so far away from Lily, and they'll likely have killed my Revoker before then, and like a Knight. Can you stop? Yeah, let's name Knight of the Reliquary. That's kind of a scary card. Could name Mox Diamond, but my opponent would have played one by now. If they like land Knight of the Reliquary in this turn, then they can like start playing to Cabal Pit my Crusader or something. Well, they just have a Cabal Pit, but they're a little ways away from activating it. 4/4, huh? Yeah, run out this Crusader and hope my opponent can't find a Punishing Fire and red mana. Or get to Threshold, you know, before we find out another Wasteland. Loam. Alright, that is not good for me, accelerates them into threshold in a couple turns, thanks to the Crusader. We can get in a couple puck shots first. Ooh, Stoneforge. Maybe we'd find... Unless my opponent has Punishing Fire in hand. Either way, we might be able to get Sword online on something. Ooh, I can attack with everything, right? This thing's a 2/2. They could cycle a Baron more and, like, blow me the fuck out. That would be very bad. It's, like, tempting to attack with both, but I think I'd rather just play it safe. I only have, like, one Baron more in the deck, so maybe I'm not supposed to do that. But I think I lose the game on the spot if I do end up doing that. I have lethal next turn. My opponent can't kill this Crusader right now. They didn't dredge the loam. I feel like this is definitely a punishing, a fire of the punishing variety. Yeah, they can't Cabal Pit my guys. They have loam though, so once they get that online, it's pretty scary. I almost want to, like, a sword and equip to the Thalia or something to try to play around Punishing Fire. My opponent can only cast Punishing Fire once here. If they have Decay, they can Decay the sword, but then they're still taking 4 from this Crusader, and it's still very close to just lethaling them. I'm not sure what I want to do. Could almost, like, flicker out the Knight and just attack them, but... we're going to equip to the Thalia, play it safe. My opponent has Punishing Fire. Punishing Fire, Revoker, Knight brings Maze. I guess that makes sense too. This line could actually get blown up by that, right? Because they could actually make Knight a 5. Oh no, they can't not if they find a Maze. Oh, they just have, yeah, they have Decay for Revoker. Sure. They can Knight into a 5/5 now? If they block the Thalia? Yeah, because they can Knight for a fetch land. Unfortunate. They were... no, they could have just decayed the sword, but now I get to keep a sword at least. But they can maybe get... oh no, I shouldn't have 6. I might need to wasteland this Cabal Pit. Knight away the Dryad Arbor. Sure, I guess. Then I do a fetch land, but... and if we wasteland Pit, they can still just... they're at 5. Wastelanding Pit just makes them cast this Life from the Loam first. Unfortunate that I can't get this sword on the Crusader now. They have 5 cards in the yard right now, so if they... well, actually, no. Well, they'd have to, like, take back just Pit, right? So if they dredge Life from the Loam, they'll have 7 cards in their graveyard. 8 if I wasteland this Pit. So if they cast the Loam, they go to 9 cards, they can pick up... yeah, they can pick up, like, 2 lands. It doesn't really matter. What do you want? And then we're probably, like, pretty dead to Cabal Pits. I don't think it's worth wastelanding. Not sure if there was, like, a good outcome there. If I equip the sword to the thing... if I equip the sword to the Mirror Crusader, they're forced to abrupt decay the sword, though, or else they're just dead on board. No, they could have done what you... they could have done what you said. About... they could have still abrupt decayed the guy and then knighted away for a... for a Mazavith. I think we're like pretty dead though. Yeah, as long as my opponent sees the lines that are right in front of them. We do get to equip a sword on something to make it immune to pit now. Oh no, they're just gonna grab Maze. Sure. Wait, no. They're just dead, right? We have this wasteland? Let's equip to the Stoneforges to be safe. They need Abrupt Decay here. Oh, dang it. Opponent fucked up, didn't matter. Opponent just had it all. Yeah, if they have a second decay, like none of my lines are gonna work out. We're just very, very dead. We need them to tap this Cabal Pit for mana, not kill the Wisp. Dang. Chalice on 1. I suppose that makes sense. We need to draw, like, not another land. That's for sure. I think we need to draw, like, Sanctum Pearl right there, so we can turn off the Loam and shut down the Cabal Pit. And also shut down the Mazavith. Now my opponent can just dredge back Loam, like, play Cabal Pit, and just put me on the ground. Oh, nope, they're just gonna play Wasteland. Oh, that's lethal, yeah. They can Wasteland their own land. Dang. I do think that that was like very kind of risky for my opponent, but if they have the second decay, then they definitely don't need to worry about dying. So I suppose it doesn't matter too hugely. Don't super like Relic Order in this matchup, but I like all these. Cut Moms, cut Thalias, cut GTA, cut Stoneforge, cut... What's my last cut? I always forget. What is my last cut in this matchup? I think this changed, right? Because I added an 11. Oh, yeah, because I started boarding in Surgical, but I forget how I boarded this against this on Monday or whenever I played against it. I think I cut a Crusader? Or a, like, only board in one path. I'm not positive which I did. Fuck. Well, how do I feel now? I don't know. I don't like Crusader against Past and Flames, Punishing Fire. And the easiest ways to lose are out of control creatures, which is why you want like a bunch of removal spells, either out of control like Bob or Knight of the Reliquary. These are the hands that I always lose to 4-color Loam. Also, my opponent's not on Assassin's Trophy, they're just like objectively on a pile of Abrupt Decays, so getting my Vile Abrupt Decay is way worse than getting it trophied. Fuck. We're just on like mono mulligans today. Alright. Our mull to 5 needs to be 4 lands, Cataclysm, and then we like draw an Aether Vial somewhere along the line. Alright, well this is a hand. Top that. Surgical makes my opponent's like Punishing Fire worse. If we can get our Crusader down. Surgical Punishing Fire, Crusader plus Sword. Rip Mox Diamond hands. Am I supposed to Surgical Loam if they cast it here? Am I supposed to Surgical that Life from the Loam? Is like an actual question. I think the answer is yes. We get to know what's in their hand, and this Loam is just like going to cause a lot of problems. It's gonna like find them their Punishing Fires and their Groves and stuff if they don't have them already. This kind of sucks, but I think we're supposed to just surgical this. Ooh, they got another one in hand. Deal. Other hand kind of sucks a little bit. Yeah, Loam and Punishing Fire are the only targets, but like I'd much rather kill all of their Loams and all their Punishing Fires is what I'm... Or kill all their Punishing Fires rather than their Loams. That's why I like Rest in Peace is way better than Surgical in this matchup. Steal this deck list, bring it over here. Their hand is just 2 removal spells and a Cabal Pit at this point, so... Grab Sword, I guess. Sword's not super good against 2 non-red removal spells in my opponent's hand, but... So what's in their deck? Oh, they do have Assassin's Trophy. They're just on 2 Trophy, 2 Decay. They have a Johnny Vengeant, 3 Liliana the Veil, Liliana of the Last Hope, Queen Marchesa, Scavenging Ooze, Knight of Autumn, 2 Golgari Charms. They're only on 3 mana. And a Tabernacle. I imagine their turn is probably just Tabernacle Pass, make me pay a mana for the Stoneforge. And I spend my turn paying for the Stoneforge and then putting in a sword, and then they replicate the sword. They have a plow for my stone. They have a plow for my Mirror Crusader. This sword has like 100% chance of getting decayed. Vial's not bad. What if I'm supposed to just attack with the Stoneforge? Because my opponent just 100% will decay the sword. I think I'd rather, like, attack with Stoneforge, play a Vial. My opponent wants, like, decay my Vial instead or some psychotic stuff, then go right ahead. Only known card in my opponent's hand now is their Source of Plowshares. I'll equip if I have, like, nothing better to do with my mana, but... I don't want to get, like, time locked. Yeah, my opponent's just leaving up. I want to equip the Sophie on Stoneforge to bait the decay. Oh, like, I'd rather develop my cards. I can always debate the decay later. My opponent's just going to keep leaving up Abrupt Decay, and if they never want to actually fire it off, then that's fine. If I don't have anything better to do with my mana, I'm going to equip the sword. Nah, I'd much rather them decay this Vial than the sword right now. Like, as the board stands right now, sword makes all my things into threats, and my opponent has 2 removal spells in hand. Like, this turn I'm going to equip, if I don't have anything better to do. Maybe I still don't. Like, maybe I just port them? I don't have to, like... I can, like, finagle them into a place where they can't decay very, like, profitably. I'll just keep attacking. If they just really don't want to decay the sword. Yeah. Oh, they're plowing the Mystic. That's great for me. This is exactly what we wanted to happen, because now this Crusader is, like, immune to a lot of their removal. Like, it's super good for me. Mox Diamond's fine. I wonder if I want to put Crusader in and play this turn, or just double port them. With Stoneforge in my hand, maybe just double port them. Go get Batterskull into turn, force my opponent to, like, decay the Stoneforge or decay the sword, and we can put in a Batterskull and stuff. Yeah. We can, like, finagle and step Crusader or untap equip sword and stuff. Yeah, my opponent's finally going to decay the sword, which is kind of what we were playing towards. We didn't have to, like, waste any mana dealing with that. Nobly, my opponent is almost a threshold. So I need to kind of be careful around this Cabal Pit. So this could be Punishing Fire. Which I think they'll definitely kill my Stoneforge now. Before I untap. If they have the option to. Because we're going to grab Batterskull here, obviously. So my opponent is going to kill the Stoneforge. A second plow. This is super great for me. Now this Crusader is immune to everything besides Punishing Fire and, like, Liliana the Veil out of their deck. Ballista X2 does not... I guess also not immune to this Cabal Pit. And they're at 6 cards in Graveyard. So I guess maybe I'm a little bit exaggerating about how good this Crusader is right now. It's our only use of Cabal Pit, though. We killed all their Loams. And we can bait them into killing something else. Or a Johnny. Yeah, they do have an Johnny in their deck. Getting through both the plows is pretty great. Do I want to, like, Ballista on 1? Ballista on 2? My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I don't need just, like, running out Ballista on 2, trying to, like, bait them again into Cabal Pitting something. We can start pumping up the Ballista if they don't Cabal Pit. They only have 1 card left in hand, so... If that card is a removal spell... Oh, that's so bad for me, because this just is set card 7 for their Cabal Pit now. That's super obnoxious. That last card was Decay. Well, we'll deal them 2. I might just not put in this Crusader. I'm not sure. Like, wait till we find a Rest in Peace or something. There's no point in putting it in right now, but putting in the Crusader is free, so... Sanctum Prelate doesn't do a whole lot. They might pit it, though. I think we're going to put it on 2. Turns off Assassin's Trophies, Golgari Charms, Punishing Fires. Putting it on 3 turns off, like, a decent number of their Planeswalkers. They only have 4 of those, I guess. Yeah, we're just going to see if we can bait a Cabal Pit activation. They should probably be suspicious, though, because I'm casting a 3-drop with a Vial on 3. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, bait the Cabal Pit activation with the Crusader and then, like, go in on the Prelate. I'm not actually sure which is more valuable here. But they're Hellbent, so I kind of just want to kill them in 4 turns with a Mirroring Crusader. Possibly less if we can find land 5 for Batterskull. But it's going to be really awkward if they Cabal Pit my Prelate, and then, like, I was like, oh, get him with Mirroring Crusader, and then they just Punishing Fire, and I lose. I don't know what my opponent's waiting for. I mean, they went to the bathroom, because they for sure don't have any responses. There we go. We want them to draw a creature, because we have this plow. We really don't want them to draw, like, a Planeswalker. Oh, that's perfect. I think I am just going to, like, make a clock now. let them Cabal hit something at their leisure, I guess. There's like want guys in play. Need to finish this game before they draw out of this. Yeah, they're gonna pit the Crusader. That's fine. I don't know why they wouldn't have. Oh, they were playing around Flicker Wisp. That's fair. Now I only have to pay for one. Let's draw like Palace Jailer. Oh no, I can't accept to pay one here. Now we're gonna draw lane 6 to slam this Batter Skull. But also accept Recruiter of the Guard at this stage. Ooh, I guess I'll accept Palace Jailer. Nice. Hate dealing with these triggers online. Oh, the perfect card. Oh, opponent gonna fetch for Dryad Arbor. Shoot. F5. Oh, we drew a path too? Sick. Yeah, we'll plow this. I always forget to play around Dryad Arbor when I have a Palace Jailer in play. Knight, sure, that's why we plowed, not pathed. Man, how good would it be to draw a Flicker Wisp here? We have a Rest in Peace now, for whatever that's worth. Turns off getting murdered by Punishing Fire. Cool, my opponent just concedes. What was it? Was that a mold of 5? I forget. That was like not a very high likelihood that we won that game. Anyway, so my opponent, I guess we can just look at my opponent's deck here now for game 3. So my opponent has 2 Decay, 2 Assassin's Trophy, Johnny Vengeant, Queen Marchesa as their 4s, 2 Kugari Charm, 1 Knight of Autumn, 4 Knight of the Reliquaries, 4 Bobs. They left in the Scavenging Ooze, just as another additional threat, I guess. Cut a Mox Diamond. Everyone seems to cut a... Oh, no, they didn't cut a Mox Diamond. They had 4. I have seen a lot of lone players say they shave Mox Diamonds because of Flicker Wisps and stuff attacking them. It's just like a lot of card disadvantage. But I don't know. 3 Liliana of the Veils, 1 Liliana of the Last Hope. So yeah, it looks like, yeah, notably 2 Swords of Plowshares, which is the industry standard. So Pearl 2 is really strong. Turns off a lot of their stuff. They can't take it off the board. They also don't have a Deluge, which is good for me to not have to play around. They can't take a Signet Prelate off the board without Swords of Plowshares or Liliana if it's my only creature. So Signet Prelate is pretty valuable. They have a Sylvan Library. I wonder if, like, Sylvan plus 4 Mox Diamonds is enough to bring in Leon Relic Order. I don't think it is, but Sylvan Library is a really scary card. But they also have a ton of removal. I think I'm just fine as is. Could maybe bring back in the Crusader for something else. Also, they're very soft to Hallowed Spirit Keeper because they don't have any sweepers. They do have the Tabernacle, I guess, so that's something. We have like 5 answers between Punishing Fires and Swords for a Crusader. I wonder if it's better than like a Revoker. We'll just run it back. I keep like dropping frames. Sorry if the stream gets all stuttery or something. But like just flashes of dropped frames. Ugh. These hands are exactly how I lose to 4-color Loam. I just like keep 2 landers with a non-basic, and then my opponent plays Wasteland and we lose the game. That being said, like I'm always tempted by these hands, especially with like Cataclysm and stuff. We have an answer for an early Bob or Knight. We have some castable spells. Recruiter is really powerful. I think I'm going to keep this, especially on the draw, but I'm not going to be surprised if we like just donate a land drop and die. Opponent does not have a Mox Diamond start, which is super good for me. Yeah, well, maybe they just didn't have a 2-drop. Oh dear. Well, they have multiple Wastelands. Let's hope they don't have a Loam. Oh, thank God we drew an Aether Vial. Maybe I wasn't even supposed to plow that. Maybe I was supposed to just, like, second land Ballista it and, like, play around a Neither Reliquary. I think now we just have to develop Aether Vial because my opponent has a pile of Wastelands. I feel like an idiot when my opponent plays Knight here. Oh, Knight of Autumn. Not the Knight I was looking for, but also very bad for me. If we don't get a 3rd land drop here, this Wasteland's just going to kick our ass. Well, that was the worst possible. Guess we'll play a Walking Ballista, so we can at least contest the board. And hopefully top tech some lands. But yeah, this is what happens like every time I keep a 2-lander with a non-basic against 4-color Loam. It's like they have infinite Wastelands. And just no chance in the world. I think I'm just supposed to kill this. I think we can take some hits from it. In case they have like another Bob. We'd rather ping off a Bob. We're not going to die to the 2 a turn. Yep. Yep. Land, please. Fuck. Alright. To bring back your shark. I haven't had this shark on stream in a while. It's usually because my girlfriend waves it around in the back when I'm streaming, but lately she's just been coming home and just immediately passing out at like 8 p.m. So she's just not awake to wave around the shark. He's right in the back though. You can bring him on stream. Also, my lessons are just like never fucking keep 2-landers with a non-basic against 4-color Loam ever, just because I just always seem to get like shatter your vial Wasteland game. Alright, we're gonna kill this now. Alright, 2nd land. We have a plan. The plan is revoke this Knight. Hope the 3 cards in my opponent's hand are removal somehow. We still need to top deck like 2 more lands to have a chance of winning this game. They just go like land 4, either of the Lilianas, a Johnny Vengeance. Oh, immediately punished for that that ping earlier. Oh fuck. I have to plow this Bob, right? One has 4 cards in hand, but 2 of them are Wasteland Variant Catacombs. So my opponent's gonna like draw out of this like crazy. I think I just need to plow this Bob. Really wish I did not ping that Knight of Autumn. Could attack, but doesn't seem like it's worth it. What are they doing with their upkeep? What are they casting for green colors in their upkeep? It's nothing, right? Oh, they're P-firing with them? There we go. Oh, they're using it to shuffle their Sylvan cards. Okay, that makes sense. That's what they're trying to do. I don't really know why Caracas, but okay. So we need to draw another removal spell for this Knight, followed by more lands to eventually, like, Cataclysm. Also, we're still just, like, gonna die, because Cataclysm lets them keep land, Mox Diamond, Sylvan. Yeah, we're pretty fucked. The technical term. Ooh, yeah. Dare to say super fucked. Just, like, actual no possible way to win. But I'm not sure that... I guess we could have won with, like... I only had Knight of Autumn, so we couldn't have just won with, like, a Rest in Peace start. They definitely had a good hand. It would have taken a better hand than the one we kept, for sure, to win this. I wonder if my opponent can, like, lethal me here. They just, like, don't care. There's no need to, like, attempt to. I go out in style. Like, it doesn't matter what we name. If we name they're not the Reliquaries, they just buy back punch, fire punch from everything, lethal me. Gotta go out in style. But yeah, we are super dead. They just have a plow too. They can use the plow to buy back the punishing fire. I don't know why they plowed that though. That seemed just astoundingly inefficient. Considering they were just untapping and they just had enough mana to just maybe they're playing around surgical, I guess. But like I'm dead if they have a surgical. Or if I have a surgical, I'm still super dead. And then they like bought back. Oh no, because they had the Grove up too. So they made me gain life and then had the trigger on the stack. So if I surgical then they can still tap the Grove to buy it back. I see. It all makes sense now. Oh, my opponent also wants to win this game in style. I was afraid this thing has haste. It's pretty dope. GG's. We're not off to a good start today. 0-2, but some solid games, some learning experiences. I just like don't think you're supposed to keep 2-landers against. Might be results-based thinking, but I don't think I've ever won a game where I've kept like a basic plains and a non-basic land against 4-color loam. Like I just don't think I've ever won. I think it's always just been, oh, wasteland your second land, now you lose the game. Regardless of how many vials I have. Where's 4-color loam on this list? Oh, 4-color loam's getting up there. It's at 9 now. I think it's like significantly less popular in paper though, just based on how expensive it is. We won game 1? Game 2. Yeah, we won game 2. That was the game we surgicaled them. Hello, cat. Yet again. You are here to stab me with your claws. Thanks. Thanks for that. Hello, spreadsheet? Oh, there we go. I always do vaguely hate keeping those hands. Like, 4-color loam game. You can definitely just get like matches stolen out from under you with Wasteland and stuff. And they have so much access to it with just 4 Wastelands, 4 Knights, and Light from the Loams. Yeah, for sure. I think 4-color loam is a very good deck in the format right now, but if I were going to any paper tournament, I would expect to see significantly less of it than I do online recently. Because online is just so easy to build. It's like just as expensive as most other Legacy decks. But in paper, obviously, like Tabernacle, 4-color mana base, like 3 Liliana the Veils, 4 Wastelands, pile of fetches, that stuff. Mox Diamonds. Eesh. Sounds good enough. I hate non-basic hands. But this hand just has like a lot of good stuff. Mom and Athalia hands are pretty hard to pass up. I'm 1 to 5, alright. Maybe we can, I was gonna say maybe we can take a game, but we've taken 2 games today. We just haven't taken any matches. Ooh, the mirror. This hand is pretty good against the mirror. Well, it's a lot less good when we keep trying Thalias, but now we're just gonna Stoneforge for a GTA. But also it makes me nervous if we're playing the mirror, because now my opponent is a Wasteland Port deck and we're on 2 non-basics. Alright, just Stoneforge, that's fine. We're currently ahead in the Stoneforge race, so thank God we drew another land. Just like no point in playing Thalia. I don't think I want to Wasteland them. I'm not positive on that one. Like, maybe I do? Then if they the issue is that if they turn around and Wasteland me back, then it gets really bad. If they, like, leave up 2... or if they, like, play another port, they can try to take me off of... I don't think I'm supposed to Wasteland them here. I think we can just pass the turn. My opponent's on, like, the Ancient Tomb build. We just get, like, brutalized. Wasting Thalia. Nah, I hate playing Thalia. Thalia is just, like, not good in this matchup. If I were to waste, I'm still definitely putting in Umasawa's GT. Thalia is just garbage in the mirror. They do have 3rd land, so can't, like, punish them here. They might play, like, Crusader to first strike for safety? Yeah. That's reasonable. And they can try to set up a, they can try to set up a GTA with Crusader now. But my Thalia now fends off Crusader, which isn't the worst. It's still not good, though. Also, if we draw a removal spell, we just bury them here. Or, like, 4th land, we can set up Ballista, kill this. Sword is interesting, actually. Makes my guy, like, be able to brawl with a Crusader. If we play Thalia, my opponent doesn't have enough mana to put in, equip GTA, and answer it, so it at least buys me a turn to, like, try to find Ballista or something, like, find more mana for Ballista or something. Or just, like, put the GTA on the Thalia. Because that actually, I can still trigger the GTA if Crusader blocks. If they have a Caracas, this is obviously horrible for me. They just Caracas the Thalia, and they get to, like, put in their GTA for turn, but I don't really think with this hand I had many other options. Mom's fine. I'm nervous about Rashad, or I'm nervous about Swords to Plowshares. If they have a plow, I think we just fucking die. We have Batterskull. Batterskull's not good against Crusader. So if we equip an attack, and they have Swords of Plowshares, we just lose on the spot. They plow the Thalia, untap. Well, one of the cards in their hand is this Jite, so maybe I'm supposed to just, like, hope they don't have it? Because my other options aren't good either, right? I could Ballista for 1, kill the mom. They can still plow the Thalia, untap, put in their Jite, equip the Mirror Crusader, and kill me. I think I just have to go for it. I don't really think I have other options here. I just have to, like, hope that the last card in their hand isn't a second plow. Pearl on 1. Well, Pearl on 1, I just, like, lose the Jite raise. My opponent has Jite as one of their 2 cards in hand. Then they just equip the Jite to their Crusader and murder me next turn, because they have 4 mana. I'm going to leave Wasteland up, just in case this goes awry. The worst case, I can at least try to... I don't know, my opponent's going to put in Jite at the end of this turn, so Wasteland doesn't do anything. Oh, sweet, they didn't have it. Well, yeah, I mean, they only had 1 card in hand besides the Jite we know about, so there's a fair chance they don't have it there. And now we should be fine. We can't ping their Mother of Runes or they get to connect with this Jite. We just leave Jite with 2 counters, and if they equip the thing to they equip the Jite to something. They just didn't put anything in? Okay. Oh, don't fall, kitty! Oh, they have Caracas. That's kind of obnoxious. I have to spend 2 more mana equipping this somewhere else. Really want to draw a land so I can just ping off this mom. Stop chewing on the books. Why are you such a pest? I don't have time for this cat. I need to play the mirror, and the mirror takes like 1,000,000 years. What do you want? Come here. They're gonna pour me now? I guess that makes sense. I guess I like just put in Batterskull, right? And they pour me again, but whatever. We're still fine in this position right now. They're gonna bounce my Thalia, so. Batterskull's obviously not good against Crusader, but I can always just kill the Crusader with the Jite. Worst comes to worst. We really want to draw land number 4. Oh, they didn't even pour me. Nice. Hey, stop that. Stop attacking my mic. So now we can just play Ballista on 1. Now we can just ping off the Crusader with Jite, ping off the mom with Ballista, and then just win with our Jite. Not this turn, but next turn. Yep. Now they put in the Jite? Sure, whatever. What's up, Aisha9? So if they have Wisp here? No, they can. If they have Wisp, they still don't have enough mana to equip twice. I think I feel pretty confident in our board position. Yeah, there's dead. Cool. We just end of turn kill that Crusader, Walking Ballista off the Mother of Runes, and then we can just, like, GTA up our Germ and murder them. And also, we can, like, GTA it up, sort of Fire and Ice, all that jazz. So regardless of the fact that we drew 3 horrible cards, the good cards we drew were good enough. Alright. Somebody took your Centrifuge, and your plans got derailed, so is that, like, accelerating your time getting back, or negative accelerating? Like, do you have to stay longer, or are you like, fuck it, I'm done, I'm gonna do this other thing tomorrow instead? Anyway, for this matchup, cut all the bad cards that we drew, a bunch of Thalias and Prelate, and then probably the Spirit Keeper. There's just so much exile in this. There are points where Spirit Keeper can be okay, like in equipment fights, like it makes it so that your opponent can just like attack, you can like block and explode into a bunch of spirits and stuff. But there are also just a lot of positions where it's bad, because a lot of this removal is just exile, Council's Judgment Path, Plow, just going around it and stuff. And I think the other worst cards in the deck would be like Batterskull and Mirren Crusader, which I think just have much like more positions where they're useful than Spirit Keeper does. 2 hours late. All right, sounds good. So like 7. Usually get back like right as I'm done streaming today. So like usually around 5. That sounds pretty freaking good. Put him up to 6. Deal. Got a lot of good stuff going on. If I go to turn 1 Moms, I'm not gonna path it. We can like revoke it down the road at least. Vials, fine. Why Macabre over Surgical? So Macabre is tutorable, which is the big thing. With the third Recruiter of the Guard on the board, I wanted to like kind of hedge my bets over being able to, like, in the later game against Red Black Reanimator, you can like find a Recruiter of the Guard and find a Graveyard Hate card with it. Also, Surgical is notably a Nombo with Chalice in your sideboard, which you bring in sometimes in the same matchups, like against some of the graveyard-based combo matchups. Those are the 2 big reasons to bring it in. Also, it can't get, I guess like Duress isn't relevant because they always board it out against Storm, but it can get Pithing Needled. It cannot get Chancellor. That's what I was thinking of, because it's not a spell. Doesn't D&T usually play 1 Surgical? I got hit with 1 perfect timing the other day and ended up barely losing. Yeah, they usually play between 1 and 2. Totally forgot. Lost track of what I was doing. My opponent fetched GTA, probably? Yeah. Well, we have, like, Relic Order and Revoker and Path here. I think we're just gonna play out a second file, honestly. I'm just gonna strengthen our advantage on board right now. Yeah, they're usually on 1 to 2, or like, I guess 0 to 2, sometimes I don't play it, but more often than not I see Surgicals. Opponent does not have more lands. I have Revoker, and Relic Order, and a Plow. Kind of want to just play Crusader and try to get my opponent to just walk in to try and equip an attack, and we just Relic Ward it away. I don't hate that plan. I don't think there's a lot of ways for Punish. They get like Violin Revoker, and then activate Stoneforge, putting in GTA, and then untap and equip, and then they still can't attack unless they hit like Land Plow. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff that needs to go wrong for me to get punished here. We'll just get a little bit greedy. Yeah, I'm like not supposed to because my opponent's on 2 lands. I can just like port them, like Relic Order this Aether Vial or something. Leave up my million removal spells, but I don't know. I like trying to close the game right now. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes it kind of sucks losing to stuff like that. Sure. Yeah, this is just second Stoneforge deal. Battle Skull's not scary because we have Crusader. Also, we still just have, like, our hand is just all removal spells. Sword of Fire and Ice, sure. It does let them attack better through this Crusader here, so. I almost want to, like, not use this Relic Order. If we find a Flicker Wisp, it just gets way better. I think, honestly, I am going to Relic Ward this Aether Vial. We have Revoker and multiple removal spells. And they're choked on mana, so we can start, like, porting them. I also don't want to have to play around, like, Flicker Wisps and stuff here. Yeah. Might have wanted to, like, do this last turn, too, just so they couldn't do this. I don't know if they're going to Flicker between... Flickering their own file, wow. Sure, I guess. This is fine, we have plenty of removal for a Flicker Wisp. I hate this stupid, like, having to click on my individual file triggers now. Moto messing up my groove. Alright, well, we have infinity removal spells now. I guess I'm supposed to just revoke this GT? No, because then they're going to just equip this sword and stuff. We'll just pass. Well, I guess they can't if we're just going to port them too, but they also can't equip the GT if we're just going to port them. It's fine. So I really want to find, like, Recruiter or Wisp at this stage. I think are, like, our best draws. I'm going to just start firing off some of these removal spells. Yeah, so if they, like, just try to equip to the Wisp here, we just have Source of Plowshares for it. That's fine. Still not sure if I need to revoke one of these. Alright, more removal spells, so I guess not. This is why we... Yep, that's fine. Alright, now we have to start, like, getting a little bit nervous. This file's ticking back up. Again, I'm wondering if I'm supposed to, like... Maybe they only have, like, 3 cards in the hand. Let me stack these fucking triggers! You just auto-yield to these. Oh, jeez, never mind. We just drew Wisp, too. Fuck yeah. Always yield and always no. I mean, it's not always no is the issue. Like, sometimes I might want to take it up. Like, if I find Palace Jailer at some point. I can always, like, turn off the auto-yield at that point. So I think we're just going to, like, aggro my opponent down, which is not traditionally how you win these games, but it seems to be working out okay. We're also not going to port. My opponent has, like, a lot of lands. I'd rather leave up, like, double path. Yeah, it's fine. They can Flicker Wisp their own thing. It's a thing they can do, but I don't really care. Also, we're going to port one of their planes now. We don't have anything else to do with our mana this turn. Like, if they try to cast a removal spell here, we have the Wisp to punish them super hard. Yeah. I should have held priority activated my Violon 2 as well. Oh yeah, they're just dead. They conceded in response before I got to type that. The Moto bugs out a little bit whenever your opponent concedes while you're trying to type something there. And we win. Cool. That's not, like, usually how you win that matchup. Just, like, a bunch of removal spells and aggroing them out with, like, a couple guys, but the cards presented themselves in such a way that that was the option. I just hate that the stupid triggers now are... I don't know why you have to click on... If you have, like, a single Vial trigger, you have to click on it to put it on the stack. But the update happened, like, last week, and it's been kind of annoying. Sand kind of sucks. I should tell you, I just felt like I was getting caught. Yeah, we not having a good day, too, when we started off 0-2. But we 5-0'd earlier this week, so... Everybody has their good days and their bad days. Can't win them all for sure. I'm playing against 4-color Loam again? Elves? Oh god. Oh, nope. Could be lands still, technically. Lands, comma, still, not land still. No, this is just 4-color Loam. Oh, well, our hand kind of sucks a lot against 4-color Loam. Because we can, like, Wisp either this Diamond or this Chalice. And we drew Spirit Keeper, which is really good pre-board. Yeah, no other play besides Thalia anyway. Oh, Streamlabs is not loaded. 1 second. Scott Wire, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. So at least my opponent can't, like, Liliana the Veil me here. They can just kill this if they want. Punishing Fire or something. Knight. Alright. It's not super good for me, but at least I can Wisp this Chalice and give them only one turn of Knight activations. The risk of just trying to Revoker it and then holding on to, like, having a Revoker in play is probably too high. I would much rather just have a guaranteed removal for it after one turn. It sucks that they get the one activation, but it's gonna suck even more when they play a second Chalice. And now they can't play more Mox Diamonds. Got them. Punishing Fire? Yeah, Punishing Fire, Knight for Grove or whatever. Yeah. Well, that's definitely horrifying. Oh, well, that's also horrifying. This Bob is very inconvenient for me. So is my own Thalia, notably, because this Punishing Fire, this Swords is going to cost 2. We definitely need to kill this Knight, though. The Spirit Keeper is probably our only plan for winning this game now. Is that we just need to, like, feed the shit out of the Spirit Keeper. They drew Loam too, fuck me. Fuck me, I guess. Punching Fire Thalia, sure. Looks like I get to, like, cast my spells unmolested now. Could have just waited. Although they were probably going to kill it in combat, and I could have just played myself main 2. Not a good draw. Could just, like, keep making them P-Fire my stuff, and eventually try to set up the Spirit Keeper, hope they don't deluge me. The issue is that the more turns this Bob goes on, the closer we are to just fucking dying. I think we're just going to develop our non-creature stuff. Yeah, without the Bob, I'd feel okay about this position even, but this Bob is just going to put me under so hard. I don't know if I can. I don't think I cast the Thalia yet. It doesn't do anything. It's just going to, like, force them to Punishing Fire it, which is, like, feeds the Spirit Keeper. Like, I'm not going to play this yet, but I just want to, like, develop my cards right now. Double Bob. Loan back. Bunch of lands. Yeah. Because I can, like, GT up a Spirit even to kill 2 Dark Confidants if I set myself up in that position. Yeah, I only get 3 spirits right now. What am I gonna do? Just let these Dark Confidants run wild? They're just gonna, like, find their toxic dealers at that point, but none of my options look particularly good here. I try to set up, like, some weird. We don't play Deluge. Are people cutting Deluge finally? The last Bloom player we played against in, like, round 2 wasn't playing Deluge in the 75 at all, which makes this Hallowed Spirit Keeper better. So that might be our only plan. It's just Spirit Keeper for, like, 7 spirits or something. Just murder them. That might not even be good enough, honestly. We'll find out. But I suppose it makes sense. You don't really need the Deluge as much if you're on just a pile of Golgari Charms and, like, the Tabernacle Innovations. I'm not gonna, like, look at the cards. I should still have them up to see. P-Fire, attack me for 4. Next turn I can just... I wanted to deploy a 2 there because now I can, like, double creature this turn and, like, play Crusader and Violent Revoker now. If I had played my Crusader, I guess I could have just, like, played 2/2, so that's not a good argument, but... There's a chance that my Crusader can do something. There's, like, no chance my Thalia does anything. think we're just gonna like just feed the shit out of this Spirit Keeper. Just keep letting them P-fire all my stuff down, and then hoping like 6-ish spirits does something. Which probably like doesn't even do enough at this stage in the game. My opponent could probably just beat it with Punching Fire in their 9 million lands. Yeah, I'm very likely dead. Because my opponent can honestly like kill all of my spirits in a matter of like 2 or 3 turns with these like Punching Fires and Groves. Alright. We could draw Sanctum Prelate, I guess. Would be a line. Name Abandon Hope. Phyrexian Revoker. Yeah, they're just gonna Punching Fire it out of the way. I don't know if I can like afford to wait that long is the issue. I can't feed it till 10 or 12 because they are just going to kill me with 4 a turn plus Punishing Fire damage. We are just pretty dead. We draw like exactly Sanctum Prelate. It's not Sanctum Prelate. They have a long time. They don't have that long. This is 4 a turn. We're at 14. That's like 4 turns if they never Punishing Fire my face. I think we're like dead in 3 as the math works out right now. We have like 5 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7's probably as good as it's gonna get. Again, we still could draw like Recruiter for Prelate next turn and like be able to do something. And since pre-board they probably don't have any answers. If I like have a good board plus a Prelate on 2 to stop Punching Fires. Oh, neither Reliquary. That's horrifying. Kind of forgot they had threats in their deck. Considering they just like had drawn land for the past 3 turns. But yeah, we're pretty hosed here. Knight's like a million. And let's get to kill a Bob. So my opponent can put me down to 5 spirits. Yeah, we just need to draw like Sanctum Prelate right now to do anything. They might just do... Even with Sanctum... No, Sanctum Prelate doesn't do it, because now they can Knight for Cabal Pit, too. Draw like Palace Jailer, maybe? Like decay the Jite, not just P-Fire at the guy. I don't know, they're decaying the guy, sure. And then P-Fire another guy. I think they... No, they did tap that wrong. They needed to... Since Bob needed to flip... If the Bob flipped like double Lily, then maybe we get somewhere. Even then, I'm not confident we could deal 2 damage on this board state. I think they could just P-Fire like 3 times. Knight for a maze or a Cabal Pit. Definitely have not done the math on all their mana, but they have a lot. Maybe they'll draw all their cards off the Sylvan. Dang. The perfect draw. Some deal them 4, so they're already like automatically not dead, right? They don't have any 4-drops in the main. They can also just like up now and deal them 3, now they're 5. Also, they Sylvaned, so like they know what the top card of their library currently. It's taken too long. Alright, sideboard time. All these guys. Slice the Moms. Slice the Thalias. Slice Mystic. Jite, and then... Fuck, I always forget what my last cut is. The Crusader. And this is our post-board configuration. It's either like Crusader or Revoker. Revoker's like really flimsy, which is why I don't like it, but like sometimes you do need to answer a Planeswalker or a Knight, and then Crusader's just so bad against Punishing Fire. And then post-board they also have like plows and stuff. But it might be better than like single Revoker, but it's like kind of marginal. I would love to play first. This hand is decent. We'll definitely keep. The Vial makes me much more inclined to keep this. I would kind of hate this hand if this Vial was like another 3-drop or something. Surgical is also nice, considering the easiest way to lose these games is just Punishing Fire. I like turn 1 Bob, it's a beating. Turn 1 Sylvan's like similarly a beating. It's a rough one. Alright, Mono Wastelands. Just go get Sword of Fire and Ice here. Possibly pair with the Crusader down the line. Wish my hands for the yeah. When my opponent like Mox Diamonds into a 2-drop, it's just like so much worse for me than like the other hands against Loam. Like if they just go land pass all the time. Oh yeah, that happened to us too today. We like mulled to 4 against Miracles and like almost won. We mulled to 5 against Loam and we actually like beat them that game, I think. But yeah, we've been on the bad side of RNG for a couple of these games. For sure. P-Fire my thing. Alright. Don't play a Grove. Don't play a Grove. Don't play a Grove. Ooh, Tabernacle. Deal. I'm trying to think of a punish of me trying to just surgical this in their draw step rather than just now. Could play Ballista on 1. I'd rather like play Ballista on 2. I don't believe my opponent's also like just missing land drops. Like even with their Tabernacle? Or not Tabernacle, even with their Sylvan? Yeah, I'm gonna... And waste? Waste what, the Tabernacle? Doesn't tap for mana. Yeah. There's a Will Surgical now, though. I don't know what I could get punished by, but I don't want to get punished. Did I do that right? Yeah, there we go. Interesting hand. They thought Punishing Fire was better than, like, deploying a Bob here? Wait, or playing, like, a third... Oh, they didn't want to expose it to Wasteland. I guess that's fair. They have Loam. I don't know. Let's just, screenshot this here. Hand. Snag that one. Hey, thanks, Eggplant Emoji. Well, nothing more really to consider here. I'll look at their... Still on Rex Age? What? Not updated to Night of Autumn yet? So everyone has the Vindicate, the 3-1 Lily split, pretty standard. Garrick Relentless, a Johnny Vengeant, double decay. No, triple decay, no Assassin's Trophies, so opponent just, like, hasn't changed their, opponent hasn't changed their list since Guild's Ravnica got dropped, I guess. Double Charm, triple decay. Yeah. With just, like, a not updated list. And is also pretty soft to this Crusader. They played Windswept. Ooh, Recruiter. Recruiter's pretty good here. Their hand is... They're still just, like, playing out a Bob. Am I missing something on, like, why they're not casting Dark Confidant? I guess they were scared of me viling in a 2-drop and equipping with Sword and hitting them. So they're, like, leaving up Decay instead. I guess I kind of want to cast Recruiter over Ballista this turn, because I think I want to Wasteland this. Maybe I don't want to Wasteland this Tabernacle. It doesn't do a lot. Yeah, I guess they're just leaving Decay up. Yeah. If that's the case, I think we are just going to recruit for, like, a Wisp. They might, like, Decay with this on the stack. Recruiter for Prelodon 2, that's also an option, I guess. They do have low. Prelodon 2 is less good because we already killed the Punishing Fires. We can turn off the Loam, but I'm not as concerned about that. Yeah, I think they were worried about, like, if I had a 2-drop there, and they decayed my Vial right then I can just put in a 2-drop and then equip the sword and hit them with it. Maybe I don't grab Wisp, because we don't have a second white source. I'm really tempted to grab Palace Jailer, even though we don't have a second white source. Although, all of our cards are double white that we'd, like, want to get here. Do we know for a fact? Oh, yeah, we know for a fact they have Decay. We surgicaled them, their hand was Decay, Dark Confidant, Loam, Scrubland. So that's still their hand, actually. Oh, no, they have one unknown, because they just cast Decay. Like, I kind of want Palace Jailer. It's kind of greedy, but I guess, like, Flicker Wisp is a safe grab. I'm like, Flicker this Mox Diamond. They still have lands in hand. I guess that's also a reason that they didn't play out the Scrubland that one turn. If I, like, flickered their Mox Diamond, maybe. It's 2/2s at least. Is Crusader just lethal? Next turn it is, if they don't have an answer for it. And we'll grab Wisp. Play this Wasteland. Decide whether or not I want to Wasteland this Tabernacle. Obviously not going to Wasteland it now. They can loam it back and play it if they really wanted to, but it seems like a terrible play on their part, because they would just be dead on board. So they need to find, I think, exactly Swords to Plowshares, or an answer to Sword would also do it, like, if they find their Vindicate. Or a Johnny Vengeant would also do it, I think. They fetch. Maybe I'm supposed to Wasteland this Bayou. So they can't a Johnny Vengeant me? They have Bob plus Loam in hand. Bob's not going to do it. Fetching, I think they're shuffling away their Sylvan stuff, right? But it opens them up to getting Wastelanded. So if they play Wasteland on me, we can no longer pay for the Crusader and equip it with Sword of Fire and Ice for lethal. But if we don't Wasteland them, we can die to a Johnny Vengeant. Not die, but we lose our Crusader to it. And I guess we'll wait on it. Yeah, they're fetching away whatever cards they didn't want with the Sylvan Library, I imagine. But it is kind of risky, because I could like try to Wasteland them off of stuff. I'm not 100% convinced I want to, but maybe it's right. I'd rather Wasteland this Tabernacle to not tie up my mana next turn. Bob. Okay. So they're dead unless they have Plow, right? Or another Decay. So I don't want to really deal with this. Maybe just attack with Recruiter too. No, they're dead. Cool. We did it. They didn't draw one of their 2 outs, I think. Hell of a Wasteland to keep them off of Tabernacle. That's what I was doing. If they have Loam, then doesn't that mean we can't waste anything? I mean, we can, yeah. I was just holding up, like, Wasteland's not good against Loam, but Loam cost them mana, and they were, like, actually pretty taxed there in terms of being able to answer my stuff. Yes, getting rid of Punishing Fire is so good. And also, like, it makes your Crusader a lot better. Like, the Crusader would have been shit if my opponents had, like, Punishing Fire in their hand the whole game. Although I guess technically they did never find a Grove, but they could have, like, loamed more aggressively for one at that point. Yeah, just because, like, hands with Punishing Fire are so good against Death and Taxes. There's a chance I want to bring Crusader over, like, Revoker. My opponent has a Johnny Vengeant, Knight of the Reliquary, Liliana the Veil, Liliana the Last Hope to name with Revoker. And Garrett Relentless. Maybe I want Second Crusader over it, but I'm like already like fucking up my mana curve a lot as is. I think I'm just gonna run back again. I do want some number of 2-drops. Well, this hand seems decent. Having Cataclysm makes me a lot more inclined to keep this hand, especially with like Held Spirit Keeper in it. I don't love Relic Order. Relic Order hits 5 things, right? Hits their Mox Diamonds, and they're like 1 of Sylvan. Oh, that's annoying. 2-1 Bobs. Land? Not land, I wanted a removal spell. We have Rest in Peace, which is not horrible. This hand can definitely come together, but them having turn 1 Bob, definitely rough. And Loam. Alright. Well, now we can at least rip this Loam. Unless they have Cycle Land too. Or at least attempt to rip the Loam. Hey, we got it at least. We need to kill that Loam because if our plan is actually to Cataclysm a bunch of their stuff, then what they get back? Their Loam. Verdant, Wasteland, played Verdant, so they have a Wasteland in their hand that we know about. Another Mox Diamond, that's fine. Cataclysm only lets them keep 1 anyway. Discards Cabal Pit. Alright, well, Cabal Pit's gone forever. Oh, Johnny Vengeant? That's kind of scary. So their hand is Wasteland... Unknown, I think? I think I'm just going to revoke a Johnny Vengeant and hope that goes somewhere. this like stalls me into a like eventual cataclysm. Oh well, shit. Just bob into the Rex Sage. I guess he got me, opponent. Okay, the Rip too. Well, makes my Spirit Keeper better. So we need to find another land, or Johnny's just going to keep tapping down my land and preventing me from casting this Cataclysm. Hey, we found another land. This is Alt 7? Yeah, it's like forever away. I guess now our plan is to set up Hallowed Spirit Keeper to like blow it up and have some spirits left over, I suppose. Oh, we only get like 2 spirits, but it's more than 0. Oh wow, they Helix it. Interesting. I might as well trade off one of these spirits, I guess. The other one will likely not live through a Cataclysm, but we'll at least try. Tempted to block the Arbor, just because the Arbor can be kept post-Cataclysm. Just take 2 from the Sage. Second Bob, sure. More things to get homped by the Cataclysm. Unfortunately, this is the positions where Cataclysm is really awkward, because they just keep, like, Bob, Land, Diamond. I don't think I can attack here. I think I just need to be able to block this Bob. I'm at 10. At least deploy Recruiter next turn. Oh, well, Lily's not great for me if they have another land. Wasteland my Wasteland. Stall for another turn, yep. I think I'm just snap blocking that, right? Oh, Golgari Charm regenerate their creature. That's nifty. Got me there, opponent. But it got rid of their Golgari Charm at least, so. Yeah, when you kill this diamond. Flip to Plow. We want to draw a white source. That's not good. We have to play Recruiter here, and then they can, like, Lily me. We are at 8, too. It's getting pretty dangerous. I just need to recruit a castable spell at this point. My opponent can easily just, like, Lily eat my guy. They also have Plow for my other thing, but being able to, like, find a white land and Jailer their Dark Confidant puts me a pretty good way towards winning. Ooh, actually, Walking Ballista seems amazing. If they, like, Lily minus, we can Ballista, or we can Ballista the Bob. So both of those options seem great. Especially if we draw a 4th land, we can do both. They might also just, like, Plow this Revoker, and then, like, tick up a Lily for that exact reason. Yeah. Oh, jeez. That Wasteland draw is brutal. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, now we're fucked. Finds the 3rd Wasteland and the Vindicate. Alright, well, definitely can't win them all. Sure. We're just dead. Opponent can just, like, literally edict me. Oof, that Vindicate, though. Flips another knight, sure. Take Bob down with me. Take that, opponent. Yeah, those are the cataclysms that don't win you the game, but definitely prevent you from, like pre-cataclysm, the board state is just unwinnable. Post-cataclysm, it's just like, all right, now we have a chance to, like, rebuild. But there were a couple rough hits there. Golgari Charm didn't really matter. It was like the third Wasteland plus the Vindicate that really got me. That matchup always, like, feels a lot closer than when I was unfamiliar with the matchup. Like, as I've played against it more, I've felt a lot better about that matchup in general. We have lost to it twice today, but they've been, like, pretty tight threes both times. What game do we win? The surgical game, like always. Game 2. Lost game 1 and 3. So I'll play the last round for practice, but if I remember this time, I'm going to concede. Gotta make sure to concede to my opponent. Otherwise, I'm just, like, reducing the amount of free value in the world. Yeesh. This hand is very bad. This hand's a lot better. I kind of want that on top, honestly. Helps me curve out, like, turn 1 Vial, turn 2 Port, Mom, turn 3 Thalia, Port, whatever. I guess it's not good for him to F6 on the draw on the first turn in game 1. Oh dear. Hope my opponent is not playing Black-Red Reanimator. I also vaguely hope my opponent isn't playing Loam a third time, because I'm kind of, like, bored of that matchup today. Gonna be on Grixis, I suppose, but I think this is most likely red-black. Yeah. Definitely feels like red-black. What hand would they have kept, though? That's just Badlands Swamp, double pass. What's in their hand? Perfect draw. I, like, want to cast Thalia here over porting them, because Thalia just effectively ports them by just making their spells cost 1 more. It's mana inefficient, though, because if I had ported them, I could always just port them again next turn and also Violent Thalia. But I think if they have, like, if they are just red-black and Rammer with a weird hand, then this shuts off, like, Lotus Petal and Dark Ritual go-offs, or, like, Faithless Looting. I was about to say, I suppose this technically still could be Grixis with just, like, a really fucking weird hand. And I guess that's what they are. Which is, I guess, fine. We have this Mom still, but, like, what kind of fucking Grixis keep is this? I found blue, I guess. It's like the world's weirdest keep, like, with Grixis control. have ported and Paladin Thalia for Voltax. Yeah, but we don't know they're on like Grixis. If they're on Red Black Reanimator, I'm much happier having a Thalia in play than porting. And that's just like a really fucking weird Grixis start. I'd much more quickly assume a weird Red Black Reanimator hand than like very odd Grixis keep. Hindsight's 20/20 though. They like have second fatal push or bolt here. To like also K command my Vial next turn. Brainstorming's much better than getting K commanded at least. I was really fucking confused what hand they kept. Like, just Badlands, Swamp, Pass. Hit me. Alright, well, this is just 100% guaranteed to hit double Flicker Wisp. As you do. Badlands, Bolt, Push, Snap, Keep. I think that's like really bad against most of the format besides like Death and Taxes and Elves is like the next best deck that's good against. Like you're never gonna win the Mirror or Miracles or any combo matchup like that. So we have 4 creatures in the grave, so we need to find Recruiter or Spirit Keeper to have a chance here. I have 6 yet. I should be. If Shadow and TNT is popular, it'd be a keep. I mean, they're definitely not, is the thing. I think the hand's like way too risky in a format like Legacy. You just get like a way better 6. Just having no blue mana in your blue control deck seems quite loose. And I think it's not even like particularly good against Shadow. Like Lightning Bolt's not really a card because it's Delver specifically. You have a play and port still. Looking for like exactly 3 cards in our deck at this stage. 2 Recruiters, 1 Hallowed Spirit Keeper to save the day here. Force? That seems like a very ambitious Force of Will. Hit my last card, sure. At least it's better than a Jace. We can win. We can definitely win from here. We're both Hellbent. My opponent just has a Strix. There's definitely a chance we can win this. We need to, like, draw something here in these next turns, but we have a chance. Alright, Wisp isn't nothing. It's not quite something, but... I'm supposed to play around K command by, like, filing in now. No. They look like they want to cast a spell here, so if they, like, slam Jace. Yeah, I'd be much happier filing in Wisp post Jace. Now we get to, like, flicker the Strix out of the way. Just kill it. Although they're probably going to plus it here, actually. And then we can just... Oh, they just brainstorm deal. I hope they attack with this Strix, too. Just maximum punishment. Not pulsing there seems pretty risky. Come on, attack! Attack me! Oh, man. We have to let them draw a card now. Alright, killed Jace. Stoneforge for sword. Feeling not horrible. Opponent did get, goes up to 3 cards now. After the Brainstorm, Strix Trigger, and like draw for turn. But these are all the cards they just looked at with their Brainstorm. Like, they brainstormed into these 3 exact cards, so... That Jace was, like, pretty horrible for them. K-Command is obviously horrible for me. They know the last card in my hand, so they can just K-Command, kill the Wisp, discard the sword. Wow, not even killing the things I have in play? Huh. They might have removal spells, I guess. Yeah. I think I'm going to attack with both. My opponent's at 18. This Wisp isn't really getting better. I just... Makes their future K-Commands worse, because they can buy back the Strix, though. Still kind of surprised they just, like, force-willed that Mother of Runes. Let's Portal Land. Hopefully they don't have, like, Snap K-Command. Kill your mom, buy back the Strix. Alright. Well, we dodged Snap K-Command this turn. They could just, like, find an actual K-Command. Which would be bad. They did not shuffle. Makes me nervous. Wow, white-bordered island. Opponent has no respect. It's like Jace minus on mom? Could be Jace plus at this point. It's at 5. We have, like, nothing in play. My opponent is, like, really helping on brainstorming with this Jace, and I'm not sure that it's, like, it's super correct in this board position. Like, I guess they can just draw into whatever they need now, because they have infinity lands. Maybe I just, like, don't know how, like... Maybe I just don't know that Jace does anything. I just, like, don't know what Jace does. I just hate brainstorming with it. Gotta attack it, I guess. We have a mom up at least, but my mom can easily just go down if they just minus Jace on the mom to tap it, and then they can do whatever they want. Keep putting them low on red at least. Strix is fine. Brainstorm again, sure. Can we draw like Palace Jailer or something? Might actually do something in this stage. Revoker's not bad. Revoke this Jace at least. Hopefully they don't have multiple removal spells, or just like a Force of Will here. Jace, the Mind Sculptor. Guess I was supposed to attack it first, right? I think I'm still attacking this Jace. My opponent trades out Strix with it. Now we have Revoker to try to finish it off. Opponent has infinite lands. I think I'd rather sandbag this Plains for... I guess, like, no. Sandbagging Plains for K-Command is dumb, because K-Command has 3 other relevant modes as the board stands right now. So, my opponent needs Snapcaster Mage here. Snapcaster would make me look like a fool, but I just need to go for it at this point. Oh wow, do we actually do it? Actually killed the Jace. Look at that. Gotten through 2 Jaces. Put it on double basic island, notably. Our Batter Skull's dead, right? They hymned it? Yeah. Still have GTA as our last equipment. Still looking for a Recruiter or our Hallowed Spirit Keeper to, I think, just, like, win this game on the spot, almost. Get so many fucking spirits. Is this a Gurmag? They paying costs for? Yeah, this looks like Gurmag Angler. Alright, time to draw one of those cards that I mentioned real soon. Ooh, alright, well, we'll take it, I guess. I can hardcast Force here, I guess. Maybe I'm supposed to, like, do this at a different point in time. Yeah, hardcast Force. So I'm not sure if I want to play this land. I don't think I do. Because I guess if I draw a Recruiter and I recruit for the Spirit Keeper, keeping this Plains at hand lets me not die to K-Command or Snap K-Command. I guess they would have Snap Him. Still have access to Snap Him, which would cause me to lose, but... Didn't attack, alright. Well, we'll try this again. Get another Force of Will? Nope. Go get him, buddy. Opponent has almost every mana-producing land in their deck in play, I think. They're missing a Volk and possibly a second Swamp? Oh no, then I think like a third Underground Sea. I don't even think I'm going to wasteland my opponent, in all honesty. I think I would rather get up to 6 lands so I could, like, recruit into the Hallowed Spirit Keeper in the same turn to protect it from discard. Like, we'll keep porting because it's free, but my opponent has so much mana that this wasteland means nothing. Until I can, like, triple wasteland, take them off of red or something like that. I guess maybe there's a chance I'm supposed to, like, wasteland that Bloodstained Mire in response to the Brainstorm. Another Gurmag. Nope, just Strix. Alright. Alright, well, we're done attacking for now, I think. Until I find something better to attack with. I, like, just don't want to toss my Revoker off the cliff for no reason, because I don't have a clock to follow it up anyway. Eventually my opponent's gonna like removal spell Mom, untap removal spell Mom. And it looks like eventually is now. Bolt Mom, yep. Red. Got through both bolts. Opponent still has Snapcasters in their deck, though. Like if we draw one of our Crusaders. Alright, well. Right, it's a snap push, right? Yeah, they want to keep their bolts. Surprised they went for this here. I feel like just waiting a little bit longer and trying to get extract value by snap K commanding seems a lot better. But I don't know the rest of the contents of their hand, I suppose. That does not make me feel safe. Waiting for like main deck Liliana the Last Hope. Also waiting for me to draw one of my recruiters. To just snap removal spell. Now it's snap K command, yeah. Should probably be buyback Strix over make me discard. Buying back Strix seems way better. But I would love it if they made me discard. No, thank you. I have one less Strix to deal with now. Please don't also be a Grimlock Angler. Fuck. This is definitely a Grimlock Angler. Yep. Alright, well, do or die. 3 draws. Well, that's not one of the 3. I think we're pretty dead now. We might have, like, one more turn to find it. We're taking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, going to 6. The next turn we'll have 5, so... fuck it. Well, we tried. Fortunately, we don't have, like, the deck velocity of our opponent. Our opponent's, like, 13 cards deeper in their deck, so... We have 3 outs, and, like, didn't find them. What is currently the most glorious deck in Legacy? Depends on what you mean by glorious. Alright, so we board in 6 cards here. Extra Recruiter, Spirit Keeper, Double Judgment, Double Cataclysm. Cut all the plows, and the Revokers. Subject to interpretation, alright. That's a tough one. I really like the concept of Experimental Frenzy Belcher right now. Like, Experimental Frenzy in Belcher with, like, 53-odd hits in the deck. Like, you hit Spirit Guides and it sucks, but, like, it just seems hilarious. Other glorious decks are there? Let me figure out if I'm done sideboarding first. Yeah, seems about right. Burger was good for me that game, but I think that's pretty uncommon. Double Spirit Keeper and Cataclysm. 2 lands is scary. But we have like 2 drops too. I think I'm going to keep this. Belcher, yeah. Belcher with Experimental Frenzy just seems hilarious in my mind. You just like get to go off so hard. With Experimental Frenzy in play, LED is just LED is just Black Lotus. You don't need your hand. Plus, you get a sideboard because you cut the Burning Wishes in Experimental Frenzy Belcher, so you get to play like 4x Garbage Fire in the sideboard for when your deck list gets published. Fortunately, you can't do that on Moto because Garbage Fire is not a legal Magic card. But I would definitely just be working with an 11-card sideboard and 4 Garbage Fires if I were to play that deck in paper. These are the hands that I keep 2 landers and then never hit another land and die. Per the norm. We had another land, though. Spirit Keepers start to do work. And we have a second one, so we're not even dead to like a single sweeper. Hmm. Hey, not a land. Just recruit sword, I guess. If they're gonna kill this Thalia right now, maybe Batter Skull, but now we'll get sword. We just like need to draw more cards, and if my opponent somehow has a 6-card hand that can't kill a Stoneforge for 2 turns, I would just much rather have a sword than a Batter Skull. My opponent could just like play Baleful Strix and just completely invalidate me grabbing a Batter Skull anyway. We just gotta keep feeding the Spirit Keepers. Probably gonna play the first round for like 3 or 4, assuming we hit a land drop in the ever future. Like if I draw a white source here, I'm just gonna slam Spirit Keeper for 3 tokens. Ooh. Oh, now I gotta bite the bullet and do what I said. I think I do actually want to do that. 3 spirits is a pretty decent chunk. And step 1, they have to kill the Spirit Keeper, which I guess they can do with Snapcaster Mage. Like block, but dealing with 3 spirits by themselves is pretty difficult for Grixis. It might have to take like a Marsh Casualties. They also might force this, I guess, notably. If they still have forces in their deck post-board. Some players don't. It also sets me up if we get to like... If we get the Spirit Keeper live and we have a Cataclysm up, or like we get to 4 mana for Cataclysm, that can set up like a really insane turn. Do you have to choose a creature? I don't know how Cataclysm works. I don't know if I have to pick the Spirit Keeper or I can just sack it. I'd probably pick the Spirit Keeper anyway, but... Judgment for like a Planeswalker. Because the worst case would be 4th land, Jace, Bouncer, Spirit Keeper or something. We can still Judgment away the Jace. We're pretty set up to beat most other things. We also could have Cataclysm if they just Jace me. Although, if they bounce my guy, no. Because I want to threaten play first. Ponder, sure. Opponent needs to find a Marsh Casualties or a Toxic Deluge real quick in order to beat Hallowed Spirit Keeper. This card is definitely a house against Grixis. No shuffle, alright. What is this going to be? Liliana the Last Hope, maybe? Yeah. If I'd drawn 4th land, I was about to just snap off that Cataclysm. Just have 1 land and 3 spirits versus 1 land and a Snapcaster Mage. 100% gonna go in on that. I wonder if I like even want to crack this, or I can just leave it back. Just Council's Judgment this Lily. Let's see if this resolves first. They might have like force, and if that's the case, I definitely don't want to crack it. We crack it open for 3 spirits. They have 4 cards in hand. Only thing that really gets me is Marsh Casualties, and then we could follow up with another Spirit Keeper. I think I just want to put pressure on them, so yeah, we're gonna pop this Spirit Keeper. Yeah, 3 spirits is pretty sick. If If they marsh casualties me, we have second one. Then they like snap marsh casualties after that. We can also like put sword on. Oh, my other Spirit Keeper, no. I need to still gas. But I'm a little bit... I might have tried to milk that Spirit Keeper for a little bit more value. Playing around Inquisition of Kozilek. They can't even take Cataclysm, though, so if we find a land, just, like, blast them back to the Stone Age. You only got 3 options, opponent. I feel like it just like has to be the Spirit Keeper, unless they just don't have an answer for this sword. Yeah, Spirit Keeper. Probably just gonna slam sword next turn. No point in playing out Wisps into like a single marsh casualties now. We're just gonna pressure him with spirits. Opponent continuing to play land drops in the face of a Cataclysm. Maybe they're gonna casualties now. Ooh, bridge. It's actually really scary. Don't really have a lot of plans to beat an ensnaring bridge. Besides, like, Cataclysm and hope their hand clogs up before they find lands. Yeah, I guess we just run out sword. Try to get to Cataclysm as soon as possible. Walking Bliss is not a particularly good answer to Ensnaring Bridge when my opponent's on a removal spell deck rather than against, like, Red Prison, where it's a lot better. Guess we just play Stoneforge. Stoneforge for Jite is a way to, like, get under bridges, but again, these are more answers for bridge against Red Prison rather than Grixis Control. Although Batterskull doesn't do anything here. Let's grab Jite, why not? If my opponent doesn't have stuff, like, we might actually just be able to punch through with a bevy of little guys and, like, wisping this bridge a couple times, maybe. Yep, push the Stoneforge, sure. They have one card in hand. Should I play around the Ensnaring Bridge and just Flicker Wisp it just to guarantee to deal more damage? Probably. Try to set it for like a finish with Walking Ballista. If we can like eke out a couple points of damage. Now we have 6 power. If they don't have a removal spell, we can put them to 2 after Flicker Wisping this bridge. Also, bridge means that they have to keep hitting land drops, which just like makes this Cataclysm better in the long term to just kill them. Because if they don't hit land drops, these Spears get to attack. They should have to keep playing out their lands. That's probably why they're not fetching as well. They don't want to like lose real lands to a Cataclysm. Needle. Alright. So they're just dead as soon as if we hit land 4, right? We just wisp this bridge, hit him for 6. What do they even name here? Impressive foresight and just name Walking Ballista. But even then, like, we can put Walking Ballista into play and then set up like a Cataclysm, and they are forced to sack the Needle if they want to keep the bridge. Name's Mom, sure. Just gonna put him to 2 and hope we find a land. Also, we can just recruit for another Wisp to make sure that they're dead. Or, like, to guaranteed kill them over the course of 2 turns if we don't find land for just Ballista. What's this? Deluge? Oop, well, they're at 1 now. Now they're just dead. Cool. Notably, also, they have Deluge in their deck. Should name Walking Ballista Nerd. Name Needle and Bridge. I still don't think that's like enough to bring in Relic Order, although Bridge is like a very scary card in this matchup. In the right board positions. Again, this hand's just like good Thalia, Wisp. We're probably gonna try to ease it up on the Spirit Keeper, maybe. Depends on like after we get him turn to him to Troc and they hit our Thalia and our Spirit Keeper anyway, then we'll reassess from there. But 3 lands Cataclysm Spirit Keeper is hard to pass up, especially just like with a good 2-drop too. Have a bunch of tools to win this match. Opponent is also on 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Which they might just not be able to kill me in that time. Him to Turok. Well, they took the Spirit Keeper. They did not take the Thalia. Oh, they took the land? Fuck me. God. Now we just need to hit like 2 more lands to do anything. But we have a lot of things to do. Of course, we're just like not going to hit it. Alright, opponent smartly killing this before I untap. Land, please. Fuck. God, I hate him to Turok so much. Second least favorite RNG card in Magic after Burning Inquiry. I think those are like the only 2 actual RNG. I guess Gamble's RNG, but not really, because that card really kind of does the same thing 90% of the times you cast it. Opponent probably trying to find something to kill me with. I think I'm just going to slam Crusader as soon as I find a land. Well, that's a thing. It's a thing that probably gets eaten by a K command, but it's a thing. I'm going to spend a lot more time F6ing if they're down to 2 minutes in their Grixis control. Snap him me. Obviously taking both Crusaders. One Crusader, one Wisp is not the worst thing in the world. Alright, so... yeah, the only thing that was bad news there was, like, Jace. This thing probably not long for this world. Shocker. Hey, it ate a bolt. That's good. Man, that Imbitrock really getting me good. Kept 3 lands, played 2 lands, drew infinite 3-drops. At least if we don't get K commanded here, we can start viling in some of these idiots. Maybe I was I don't know. That's fine. I can judgment that. Eventually. I think we're just gonna like put a recruiter into play. Recruit another recruiter and attempt to block the Snapcaster Mage. Could recruit Spirit Keeper. Is that too greedy? Probably not too greedy, right? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, never mind. We're just gonna grab fucking Hallowed Spirit Keeper. Oh, my opponent just conceded. Nice. Oh shit, no, I was supposed to concede. No, opponent! Damn it, I always forget to do that in my game 5s. I need to like tell my opponent at the very start. Because once I get into the games, I tunnel vision super hard on like what's my plan to win the game. I'm sorry, opponent. I robbed that win from you. I didn't deserve it. I was X and 3. There's no reason for me to have this. If Bison Boy 6, if you ever see this video, this Twitch VOD or YouTube video or whatever, I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, let's record that game. $15 wins, 12 losses. The Grixis matchup is really starting to turn around for me. We lost... yeah, we lost game 1. Yeah, we won both games that we had Cataclysm in our hand and then never cast it. Alright. So that should be everything. Pulling up a stream. So we ran into some bad beats this league, but that definitely happens. Well, we lost to like 4-color Loam twice and then Miracles, and they were all like very close 3-game sets. Like we had a chance to, I think, win a lot of those, and like maybe that there might have been misplays in those that we should have won. I forget what we 2-0'd to. This match has just kind of been a blank slate for me. What did we play again? Oh, we played the Mirror. Yeah, I remember that. We played the Mirror. And we beat Grixis Control. So I think I've tweaked the deck into a position that I mostly like it. I'm still not sure about like the graveyard stuff. I like 2 Rest in Peace, especially with like... let's go to the actual deck list so I can talk about this. I like sort of how the Graveyard Hate is configured currently. The only difference might be like swapping a Fairy for a Containment Priest, since I've been seeing a lot of Dredge floating around lately. It won like the last 2 challenges, right? And the one most recently, it was like 1st and 4th place. So if I want to respect Dredge a little bit more, Fairy Macabre isn't super strong against Dredge. Although it is a lot faster, so in some instances it's probably better, but a lot of the Dredge decks can't beat a Resolve Containment Priest. That's like the only change that I might be making. I really like how this is working out. I really like Hallowed Spirit Keeper to like hedge the Grixis matchup. Still not 100% sure the second one is that important unless you just really, really want to beat Grixis, which is kind of what I tweaked this deck to do. You could instead play cards that like try to hedge for like the 4-color Loam or the Miracles matchup. I don't know what those cards would be though, because 4-color Loam, you have Palace Jailer is just a really good card. Miracles, I guess you could play a Brightling, but Brightling's not super good against Grixis or 4-color Loam, which are also super popular decks. So I don't know. I like this configuration or something very similar to it, and I will likely be playing something like that at Eternal Weekend. Anyway, let's find someone to host. Who's playing Legacy? Me and Hanzi 104. It's Honorok, right? I think. It's got the classic Miracles hand, Entreat, Force of Will, Council's Judgment on 4 lands. But anyway, that is going to be it for us here today. Hope you enjoyed the content. Some more good Death and Taxes testing going on. If you like the channel and you want to support, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free, help you know when I'm going live, and help other people find my content as well. We have viewer goals we have follower goals. There's a banner over here or something. I don't know when the date is. I usually do legacy challenges at every 100 followers or whatever. But I think I'm going to have to like put off this legacy challenge specifically until after Eternal Weekend. In which case it might morph into a modern challenge because I need to practice modern in November. But that's neither here nor there. Other than that, subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote and Thraben themed subscription badge in the chat, and donations, I'd be more than happy to play a Death and Taxes list that you wanted me to take through a league. Modern or Legacy, Color Splash, just talk to me beforehand and let me know about the list and such. You can also subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitter. YouTube is where all these videos go after I'm done being live, so there's a ton of archived footage for Death and Taxes if you want to learn about certain matchups and stuff like that. And Twitter is when I post when I'm going live, as well as basic, generic Magic stuff, paper tournament results, or like at live feed of results as I progress through paper tournaments and such, that sort of thing. Anyway, that is going to be it. I hope you guys all have a good weekend wherever you are in the world. We are going to host on Z104. See you guys all next week.